Yo, today's encouragement is thinking time. Thinking time. If you are subscribed to my newsletter, Monday Minutes, then I wrote about this last week. If you're not, I encourage you to check it out. You can hit me up in the DMs and I'll hook you up. I believe the author's name is Keith Cunningham, but the book is definitely titled The Road Less Stupid, and this is where this thinking time comes from. I'm going to do my best to condense this down. The premise is that as business owners, as leaders, and I would posit even as husbands and wives and moms and dads and just everyday people who believe in the value of thinking through things, that we often don't take the time to actually dedicate space to think. Now, if you're like me, and the engine's sort of always running, then you're always thinking about things. But the difference is that you're thinking about them while you do the grocery and while you do the laundry and while you run after your kids and while you're at the ballpark and while you're driving, while you're at work, and your mind is sort of racing and thinking about what needs to be done, but you're not sitting down and dedicating time to think about things specifically and in detail. This is the power of thinking time. So what I've been doing is about 15 to 20 minutes. So that's how I'm going to share this with you now, is how I'm approaching it. So the practice involves carving out dedicated space somewhere where you're going to be undistracted. Your phone's going to be on silent. The computer's off. You're away from noise. And you set a timer. I would recommend starting at 15 minutes. And the key is that you're going to ask a great question. And again, if you're subscribed to the newsletter, then I'm providing a thinking time question every week. But the question might be something like, how could I double my business in the next 12 months? What could I take away in my life that would provide more margin? What could I add to my life that would bring more joy? How could I connect with my family on a deeper level on a weekly basis? You want to ask yourself a meaningful question so you get meaningful answers. And you're going to write that down at the top of your journal. You're going to set your timer for 15 minutes. And then you're going to go about answering the question with no filter, no judgment, no eraser, trying to get anything just right. And a couple of recommendations from the author that I've found particularly valuable is that the minute you finish your line or two answer, you put another bullet point so that it's always hanging there ready for the next answer that you might come up with. You're always challenging yourself to keep moving. If you get stuck, one of the things I like to do is to either rub my beard. You can rub your chin if you don't have a beard. Put your hand on your forehead, be contemplative, and repeat the question. Repeat the question that's at the top of the page to yourself and try again. And just sit with it and wrestle with it if you have to as you get used to the practice, and then some things will start to come back out. If you'd like, you can spend an extra few minutes at the end quickly reviewing your notes and finding the one or two things that stood out. Highly, highly, highly recommend thinking time. I'm shooting for twice a week. Write the question down. Take your 15 minutes. If you have to do it in a coffee shop or a public setting, I open up a ocean waves sound on YouTube. Pop in the earbuds, and block out the noise and do it. Wherever I can do it, that's where I do it. Very, very powerful to give yourself time and space to think about the things that matter to you most. Hey, as always, I'm pulling for you, and I look forward to talking to you next time.